Imagine the following situations. A young man enrolls in a tuition-free public university. From his point of view, he gets the education for free. He will study in a field of his choice for 5 years, and after that he will be granted a master's degree. 2. A freelancing website developer decides to renovate his flat on his own instead of hiring a renovation team for $1,000. He will spend 2 weeks doing it. 3. A good and respected baker leaves his job and sets up his own bakery. This will allow him to earn $24,000 in the first year of his business. 4. Just after New Year's Eve, a man buys slightly discounted fireworks for $1,000. He stores them in his home and sells them after a year for $1,030. On the surface, it seems that each of these people have made a profit. The student acquired education for free, the freelancer saved $1,000, the baker earned $24,000, and the last man sold fireworks with a 3% profit. But let us look at this from another perspective. 1. The student chose a stagnant field of studies. Employers will not need his knowledge after his graduation, so he will probably have to apply for a job without any higher education requirements. Instead of going to a university, he could have applied right away for a job paying him $20,000 a year or $100,000 in the 5 years. What's more, he would have gained professional experience that would quickly allow him to apply for a promotion. 2. By deciding to repair his flat himself, the freelancer forgoes a website development job for a large company. If he had accepted the job, he would finish it in 2 weeks and earn $3,000. By devoting his time to renovate his flat, he deprived himself of the opportunity to earn the money. If he had chosen instead to hire a renovating team and to take the commission, he would end up with $2,000 still in his pocket, despite having to hire the team for $1,000. 3. The baker who started his own business previously worked for a large network of bakeries. There he earned $3,000 a month, which amounts to $36,000 a year. By working on his own, he could earn only $24,000 a year, so by choosing to start a business, he lost an opportunity to earn the additional amount of $12,000 a year. Moreover, he forgoes the safety of a full-time job and took upon himself the risk of running a business. That is, on the one hand, the risk of losing the money he invested in it, and on the other, the additional stress. 4. The man selling fireworks earned 3% profit of $1,000. Instead of buying fireworks, he could have deposited his money in a savings account with 5% of annual interest, which would net him $50 in a year. He also lost his own time and storage space in his home. Thus enters the notion of the opportunity cost, meaning the cost of the foregone opportunities. Economists define the concept in several ways. The second best option for an action given a present choice, R.I.A, Ph.D. The subjective value placed on the next best alternative that must be sacrificed because of a choice, Robert Murphy, Ph.D. Opportunity cost is a subjective idea. Only the individual chooser can estimate the expected value of the best alternative. In fact, we seldom know the actual value of the foregone alternative because by definition that opportunity lost is the road not taken, the alternative passed up in favor of the preferred option. William A. McEachern, Ph.D. Every human decision incurs cost. This is due to the fact that people cannot act in two divergent ways at the same time, so they must choose between actions. In the end, they only have one body with two hands and cannot be in two places at the same time. Moreover, the resources people use are limited or scarce. People must constantly decide whether the value of the chosen option exceeds the value of the rejected option, that is, the cost. In the above examples, each of the described people gained money in accounting terms. However, in economic terms, each of them suffered a financial loss. If the only motivation for people were money, we would say that each one of them lost. Such an assumption would be wrong, however, because people are not driven solely by money. We call the other non-monetary subjective gains from action, the psychic profit. This is explained very clearly by Professor R.I.A in the Free Entrepreneurship textbook. All people that act seek profit. It is not merely about making money, or strictly speaking, assuring that their monetary income outweighs their monetary costs. What counts is another gain, the psychic profit. People can be driven by vastly different ends, and seeking material wealth is but one of them. They may also seek personal happiness, aesthetic sensation, or fulfillment in religious beliefs. All in all, such are the ends people usually strive for in their actions. This is why the monetary or purely material gain is often just a means to another end, such as the use of one's free time to one's satisfaction, understood subjectively and individually. Let us go back to the examples once again. The student is aware that his field of studies will not help him find a well-paid job, and that he could have looked for a job without the delay. But for him, his great passion for the field outweighs this. Although he will not use the knowledge he gained during his studies to gain money, he will make an extensive use of it during his free time, and this will enrich his life experience in many pleasant moments. The freelancer loves physical work at home. He revels in the deep satisfaction that doing something by himself gives him. He also likes the thought that he will be able to tell his friends that will visit him that he carried out the whole renovation on his own. He expects their praise to positively affect his well-being. The baker very much dislikes his previous job. He became frustrated with his bosses, who were ignoring many of his ideas for new products. He also disliked taking orders. By establishing his own bakery, he gained the independence he craved for. It is worth noting that if the baker succeeds in developing his business, he can make a monetary profit as well. Given a year or two, he may start to earn, say, twice as much as he did in his previous full-time job. The man who has invested in fireworks dislikes and distrusts banks. He got into his head that should he deposit his money in a savings account, he would never get it back. If he chooses to deposit the money, he would worry all the time about it. So to spare himself the stress, he chose instead to invest in fireworks and have his peace of mind. Our characters may subjectively judge the combined monetary and psychic profit to be greater than the opportunity cost. People vastly differ. They enjoy very different things and can value the things they forego differently. Only one who makes the choice knows whether one has gained or lost in the process. There is no way to judge this objectively, or outside of the mind of the person making the decision. Certain things, however, we know for sure. We know that at the moment of putting the choice into action, the human being subjectively values the chosen option more than the opportunity cost. After the fact, it may turn out that the reality differed from one's expectations. In such a situation, one may regret the action as a subjective loss. We also know for sure that every action has a cost. When a man chooses to visit a particular restaurant, he forgoes being in another one at the time. When a company invests in a financial instrument, it forgoes buying new equipment for its factory floor. When the government builds a road, the capital pushed away from the private sector cannot be productively used somewhere else. According to the timeless advice of Frédéric Bastiat, it is thus beneficial to look not only at which is seen, but also which is not seen.